What's up, guys? Ross here. I just got out of the shower. Who am I lying? I was in the bath. Sitting in the bath, floating around. I got bath hair soaking my neck. But, anyways, I want to push out a couple updates or share a few updates that we have. This weekend is filled with updates. Now, we have been aiming to be able to release our AI stuff today. Sad news. And I promise you, this is not like before where I'm like, hey, it's going to be next Friday. It's going to be next Friday. It's going to be sometime over the weekend at latest Monday. The stuff is done. It just needs a little polishing because the problem is if we launch it today on a Friday, it will ruin everyone's life for a day or two. And the reason I say that is because all it takes is one or two little bugs, and you've now got thousands of people reporting because we've got our users and then their sub users, and it just we have to be so much more careful about how we release stuff anymore. That we are just being extra cautious here, but it's like right around the corner. Our prompt list builder and our AI chat thing is like over the next day or two. I might even be making a video on Sundays, so we'll see. But I still have something cool and exciting for you guys to launch today. Now the problem is the last video that I actually made on this feature got pulled down by YouTube. Apparently it's some form of I don't know what they said, like harassment or whatever. It's probably because I pulled up something where it showed someone's identity, even though I blocked it out. I blurred it out. I don't understand why they have an issue with it. But, anyways, we have this really cool tool we've been working on in enhancing visitor tracking. Now, if you are a Consolidator user, if you signed up, if you've been here for a while, you can add these websites, and it doesn't cost more than your subscription. Now, if you've signed up in the last 2 weeks, you can add up to, I think, 5 domains or something like that. But it doesn't cost you any more to add them. Then you move up into the white label, you can add unlimited domains. Now, the reason why I say that is because what these are is you basically go in, you type in, you choose, HTTPS, you put your domain name, you choose, okay, hey, here is the Go High Level contact. This is the account that if I do use identity resolution that I want the identities to go into. And if you want to apply a tag to them when they go into that account, you can. If you don't, it's still going to use either Consolidator or your agency name as the source of those leads. And then you hit create. And then once you hit create, it populates this with a little thumbnail and you click on script. And now you just go put this in the body of your website. You can do this either this script here, or you can put this in your Google Tag Manager. Bada bing, bada boom, you're all set and ready to go. And then what it does is as visitors are coming in, it's tracking where they're coming from, their IP, what they're doing, all this different information. And then as you click on this, you can actually watch recording sessions as to what they were doing on your website when they came through. So you can actually see what it is that they were doing. Those were both bad examples because they were short videos, but you can see here people going through and clicking and seeing, what they want. I can see that page didn't look good mobile, so that might be something good for me to go work out. Now, if you wanted to know who they were, you can get between 10 and 30% on average of a match rate of people on your website. Just depends on the area, demographic, etc. But that's the number that we're seeing, 10 to 30%. If you've got people from out of state, if you're serving more than just the United States, it's going to be lower because the identity resolution only works in the United States. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze and not edit the video. So, with that said, if you see these little links, it means it's resolved the person's identity. So I'm going to click on it. We'll try this again. I'm going to blur the information so that way you can't see it. But this here, you could see this person here. We can see where they live, their address, additional info. We can see their education level. We can see the year they were born, if they own a home, etc. Now, I'll be upfront. This is going to narrow it down to the household, but it's not necessarily always going to be perfect for the person it was. And that's because that's kind of impossible. Like if they have a family computer, how can I know that little Johnny's on the computer and not, his mom? When I look at this and I look at the information, it does make me think, okay, this person was born 1976. They could be somebody that's like a retro gamer, but it's also possible that this is one of their children playing a game, etc. The way that we use this data is then we would zap this into mailbox power, which is going to, for 55 cents, send them a postcard of our company. So then someone in the household is going to get that, or you could run ads to it. But check this out. It's tracking all the times that this person's been to my website, and I can, click in and watch the different videos and the things that they were looking at. And it's pretty cool. This person comes back and visits us quite a bit. And why is that powerful to know? Because we're working on this thing here called contacts. And in contacts, what it's going to do is pull in we have a lot of data added to this, so it's going to take a moment. It's going to pull in all of your locations, etc. You can segment by location, but we're going to start adding some cool filters, like how many times have they returned to your website, how long have they spent on your website, this kind of stuff. Then be able to export that list or add a tag, etc. Because these are going to be your warmest, hottest clients. So if you're wanting to send a special mailer, you could send it to the people who are on your website a gazillion times, or an email, because we do have their email as well, the people who have been on your website. Okay, let's go back over to visitor tracking. Now, if you want to know who they are, it is not free because we have to pay for that data. So what you do is you go over here and there's a button that says request identity resolution. You're going to put the email that you logged in with, and then you're going to have to add the domain name here that you want us to activate this on. When you do this, the team charges the $55 and they turn the resolution on. It can take up to 24 hours before you start seeing data populating in there, but you'll start seeing that just sort of pop up. So anyways, then that's how you're going to get that data in here. So that way you can, see who's on your site. But now we've added something new as well. If you notice, there's this top bar up here, and this is the overview. But when you click on, for instance, behavior, now it's going to start showing you which pages. So if you're writing blogs, organic SEO, stuff like that, which pages are getting the most visitors, the percentage of visits, out of total visits, and soon we'll have page rank on here as well. So that way you can actually see that kind of data. What's going to be neat is this data will soon all be available also inside of the dashboards. So if you're wanting to track how certain blogs are performing, you can. The other thing that you'll be able to do is we have an events script that's coming. You can see we're slowly moving towards being able to track everything in your site, organic, where everything's coming from. When the events come, you'll be able to see from a first click which pages were generating the most sales, conversions, leads, etc. It's going to be awesome. So everything will have events tied to it. Like, for instance, this page had this many visitors and created this many events, that kind of thing. Acquisitions, these are all similar things. So here you have where the referrers are coming from. So you can see which pages are referring the most people to you. This is great for being able to see where you can spend more of your dollars, especially as you start seeing conversions. If you're starting to see, hey, Bing could be a viable source. Let's dig into this, and then you could start doing more there. Geographical data is also on here, so you can see which countries are visiting your page. And once again, we're going to have events on here, so you can see which ones are producing leads, conversion, sales. That's cool, because then if you're running funnels and whatnot, let's say you're running a worldwide funnel, you can say like, okay, my sales that are in Canada seem to be half the cost, which is probably not true, as what they are in the United States, or my sales that are in Texas seem to be, because this is countries, but if you scroll down, you start getting into some cities. Maybe they didn't push that. Oh, there it is. As they scroll down, you start getting into cities. So with that said, then you could start saying, okay, if let's say I'm running a local campaign and I notice that, hey, these are the five, six cities that are producing the most, but I'm running ads and I noticed that, man, West Bend just converts so much better than Fredonia. Well, then that takes into account where I want to spend my dollars. And then we'll just once again look at a tech stack. So for the tech stack, you'll be able to see operating systems, devices, how people are coming through. I noticed that they're missing the mobile device one on here. So we'll have to get that fixed because you're going to see the majority of people coming through on a mobile device. With that said, one example that I've given on this before is one time I had a funnel that was converting and I was trying to figure out how to get it to convert more. And I realized that on an iPhone, when people were clicking in, the percentage of opt-ins was maybe like, I don't know, 8 to 10%. I don't remember exact numbers. It's been, 5, 6 years, so don't hold me to it. But then if you looked at Samsung phones, it was like nothing, like 1%. And I was like, that's so odd. Why would that be? Found out that videos weren't playing back on the Samsung browser, so I had to fix the funnel. Seeing this data can help you with that, significantly. So this is our first step into moving in towards like a Google Analytics replacement. It's not fully there yet. We get it. We're still working it out, but this is the first starting of the rollout of this. Very soon you'll see this populate under the clients page. I'm sorry, not the clients page, this overview page here. You'll start seeing this data populating on here also. With that said, guys, I'm excited. This weekend's got a lot of stuff for you guys to learn. So if you haven't set this up, go do it. We've already got customers selling this to their clients for $300 to $500 a month. Because if you're a white label client, then you can literally brand this as your own and give them their own login. And now when they get in, they won't see the consolidated page. But now when they log in, you can even make it so all they see is visitor tracking and they go in there and they can see all that stuff. Like it's just incredible. If you go look at what data provider companies are even charging, it's nuts. So for you to be able to get that at $55 for up to 10,000 leads is incredible. You guys have an awesome day.